So, when we're looking for volume of a cylinder, now remember that we use the same thing as base times height. Now the thing is here that cylinders have a different base. Instead of a square or a rectangle, they have a base of a circle. So to find the base of a cylinder, it's the area of a circle, which is pi r squared. So pi r squared times h would give us the volume of a cylinder. So based off of that, the radius here is half of the diameter. So our diameter is 2. So half of the diameter means that our radius is 1. And our height is 9. So plugging that into the formula, we have pi and then r squared, which is 1, times the height of 9 divided by, sorry, not divided, just pi r squared times height. So 1 squared would give us 1. 1 times 1 is 1, so then 1 times 9 would give us 9, and we could just leave the answer in terms of pi, which is 9 pi. So the volume of the cylinder is 9 pi. All right, now let's look at the example with a cone. Now cones are very similar, but they're very similar to cylinders because the cone actually fits inside of a cylinder. So if we were to create a cylinder around this cone, we could see that a cylinder or the cone fits inside of a cylinder. Of course, it doesn't fill out everything. There's still some empty spaces. You can see all this area right here that I'm filling out. That's empty space. So how do we account for that? The volume of the cone ends up being the same thing as the volume of the cylinder, pi r squared times height, but we are going to divide by 3. So given our radius here of 2 and our height of 3, we're going to have pi times 2 squared times 3, and all this divided by 3. So when we take 2 squared, that should be 4. So pi, 4, and 3 divided by 3. 4 times 3 at the top gives us 12 pi over 3. And we can simplify this by dividing 12 and 3, which would end up with 4 pi. So the volume of this cone is 4 pi. Now let's look at the same situation. We're going to have 9. We have a height of 9. We have a radius of 1 3/4. So all I'm going to do is just say 1.75 squared times pi divided by 3. So what we're going to do again is we're going to take 1.75 squared. That's 3.0625. And multiply that by 9. So 27,562.5 pi divided by 3. Now I can just go ahead, since it's already a decimal, I'm just going to go ahead and multiply this by pi, which gives us 86.59. And then divide that by 3, which would give us a volume of 28.86. And we usually want to try and round to 2 decimals.